not too long ago. But like we bring in guys like that not productive worth. I mean, squat. Like that dude got 1,200 yards in 2 seasons for the Cowboys. and you know, and as soon as he broke whatever record there was, he broke. What record was that he broke?
I think he broke a 100-yard 100-yardless streak. That's the one I remember that he finally got 100 yards. No. And people were like, see, look at that. I was like, yeah, he went off for 50 in one of those carries.
I'm talking about he went for like 10,000 yards for his career or something.
He did that here?
Yeah.
I thought he did that in St. Louis.
That happened. This is something. He hit some kind of milestone. But anyway, that's what I was about to say. All he wanted to do is just embrace this dude. Like, he didn't do that here. Like, if he didn't do that here. Like, you know, just kind of how you got on me about Chris Doman. Not too long ago, we were on the phone. And when we were on the air and Chris Doman was going into the Hall of Fame,
it'll happen again when you claim Morton Anderson, who was a Saint. It'll happen again.
I'm just saying, look, I'm saying because that's how the Falcons sell this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion, like for everything Deion did in Atlanta, he played for the Falcons for like 4 seasons.
And won hella rings everywhere else.
Everywhere else. Exactly.
Oh, my fair city of Atlanta. Well, they going to have fun tonight. Speaking of, that game on right now, ain't it? The Hawks is on right now? Let's see.
Yeah, 7:30, yeah, 7:40 now, yeah.
That you're giving the time on the podcast. It's not going to be 7:40 when these people are listening to it.
I was just looking at the time, yeah.
Now, Billy Beane. Billy B-E-A-N Beane. Not Billy
Which one? Yeah,
B-E-A-N-E Beane. Okay. They did a piece on him yesterday on Outside the Lines. What he did over the last couple of days here, or not the last couple of days leading up to today, but up to yesterday, because we didn't get to the story yesterday. He spent some time around the New York Mets, and who he is he's the Major League Baseball ambassador for inclusion. He's a homosexual man. He played his entire career. He was an outfielder in Major League Baseball. He played his entire career in the proverbial closet, and he came out in 1999 once his career was over. Now, one of the Mets players, Daniel Murphy, had some comments about his. If I can get this to pull up, Jesus Christ, it's like I'm dealing with dial-up. That's what it's looking like. Like dial-up is happening right now on my.
What you got out there? AT&T, Comcast. What you got?
Comcast. Oh God, they're the worst. And it's like they just keep you like you're a slave to them too, because you can't have nothing else out here except the satellite stuff. But
yeah, I tried to get AT&T over here, and they said they don't even have that AT&T high speed in our area. It's in the rural area.
Yeah, like you're too far away or something like that. There's something crazy like that. You can't be but a certain distance away from the actual internet source is how they want to sell it to you. But whatever. But Daniel Murphy of the New York Mets, very well, presumably he's a very religious guy, and he talked about the way he feels about homosexuality as far as his religion goes, and he doesn't agree with Billy Beane's his lifestyle. But the other part of his comment was that he said that doesn't mean that I can't befriend him. That doesn't mean that I can't chill with him and be be a buddy to him. Those are two separate things, and I couldn't agree more. I think the worst thing that happens in professional sports and in the public realm is for anybody to say anything other than what is the status quo when it comes to someone of a different sexuality. They automatically get labeled as a homophobe or a bigot or something. Like Chris Culliver, when he was asked by Artie Lang at the Super Bowl a couple years ago about if there were any if there were any homosexuals in the 49ers locker room, and he was like, nah, we don't play that sweet stuff. You gotta get up out of here with that. Okay. All right. I can see where
in San Francisco.
Yeah, I can see where you could be the definition of irony. I can see where you could be taken aback a little bit by that. But then herein lies the problem. Based on his profession and the amount of money that he makes and the public eye that's on what he does for a living, This kid is forced to apologize for what he said and give you this fake apology, which I'm calling it fake. I believe it's fake because I believe what he said is what he meant. Yeah, I believe that what he said is what he meant. The problem I have with it
I'm pretty sure of that.
The problem I have with it is nothing gets accomplished. Like, that's at that point, that's where you open up dialogue. Because at no point, no one asked this kid, if there were, why do you feel like they got to get up out of here? Like, why is that the thing? And have him explain himself. Like, okay, Chris, how many gay guys do you know? How many outwardly gay guys do you know? Why do you feel? Because now, he's no better off for that. You find him and you take a little bit of his money away and you make him apologize. But he's no more educated today in that matter than he was before those words came out of his mouth. And I have a huge problem with that. Like, if someone...
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going. I want you to finish your thought because I want to ask you something about just the whole sports and the way that homosexuality is being viewed now. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if someone feels a certain way based on that's opposite of the new status quo, like Daniel Murphy had it on point. This is America. You have a right to believe what you want to believe. If you're a skinhead and you believe that the white race is the best thing since sliced bread, guess what, my man? That's your right. We in America. And what people want to do, they want to cherry pick their rights to fit their situation. Like, I can say black power all day long. As soon as some white boy say white power, something bad got to happen to him. Really? You've interchanged one word. Now, if he say white power while he's dragging you down the street behind his pickup truck, now we got a different issue. You see what I'm saying? I'm the person who believes that racism is more than just about a mentality. It's about people getting sprayed with water hoses and beat with billet clubs and German shepherds getting sicked on them. Some white boy calling me the N-word now in 2015. Guess what, homeboy? You can't do nothing to me. Because if you run at me with a billet club, you're going to get your ass whooped. Like, immediately.
Yes. Right.
And you're going to be in the wrong. Because I'm just defending myself. You got a weapon. I don't. You couldn't do that in the 60s. You just had to sit there and take that ass whooping. Like, when I hear people like what was that? Like Jason Whitlock talk about, the N-word. See, you got to realize that the last word that some of those young brothers heard when they were being hung from those trees was that word. Yeah, but guess what? That wasn't the worst part of it for that dude. Like, you think he was hanging from a tree worrying about what somebody was calling him? Is that what you feel like, my man? Because I tend to feel like they could have been calling him anything. But the fact of the matter is, he's hanging from a tree with a rope around his neck. That's the bigger issue.
And that's the problem. It
right.
ain't the fact they called him the N-word. It's the fact that he's hanging.
Yeah, my man, if you giving me a choice, like, look, okay, we won't call you the N-word, but we got to string you up. Nah, go ahead and call him what you want to, Mr. White Man. Go right ahead, pimp. I'm going to stay down from that tree, though. How about we do that? Come on, man. We just got, just as a whole, man, we got to be better. You said you wanted to ask me something. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I just kind of, this kind of stuff bothers me.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, with the whole coming out of the closet for players right now. Now, I remember when Jason Collins first made his announcement. His whole thing, and it kind of caught me off guard. Excuse me. Caught me off guard, but he was like, I'm gay, and I'm not the only one, but I'm sitting here waiting like, okay, guys, are you going to come out too? And then nobody else came out.
Well, you got to remember the timing of Jason Collins. He wasn't playing basketball at the time either, and there was no guarantee that he would play again.
Right. I'm with it. Well, and so then you had Michael Sam, who, before the NFL draft came out, as an openly gay athlete. And still, again, he's a football player, so if he's on the football field, shouldn't matter. Which he's not, though. But what I want to ask you is, should people even, and it is 2015, and I understand we have progressed a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it doesn't matter what a person's sexuality is once they step on the court, right? Because you're a ball player, you're out there to play ball. Just like you said, Billy Bean played in the closet his whole career.
Right.
And he's not the only one. do you think that it's even important for these people, for people to even make sure they know, or make sure that we know what their sexuality is?
If it's important to them, then yes. Because here's the thing I always ask anybody, because this is what we don't do. In Michael Sam's case, if you remember, he felt like it was going to come out anyway, because people were asking about him at the Senior Bowl. People were asking about this thing. It's like, is this kid from Missouri? Is he homosexual? Because you can't tell 100 college kids that you're gay, and eventually one of them don't tell somebody else that tells somebody else. Like, the fact that it didn't come out before then, I found that amazing. Like, if you want to talk about the future of this country and the way these millennials don't care about that kind of stuff, he told 120-something-year-olds, 19 and 20-year-olds, he was gay, and no one knew until he told us.
Right.
That's amazing. Like, if there's anything to look forward to with these kids, you know, as far as the world concerns, as the world goes on, it's that. It's the fact that it truly doesn't matter. Not people just saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like, I knew this dude before he said he was gay. Like, one of his teammates, or his roommate, I think, went to a gay pride parade with him. Like, you know, that's the kind of stuff. His friends supported him. Yeah, I remember. It was just like, it was something on Outside the Lines or something. Yeah, it's before we move on, I found the quote from Daniel Murphy, and I want to read this to the people as we have about 3 minutes left here to go. I disagree. Quote: I disagree with his lifestyle. I do disagree with the fact that Billy is a homosexual. That doesn't mean I can't still invest in him and get to know him. I don't think the fact that someone is a homosexual should completely shut the door on investing in them in a relationship aspect. Getting to know him, that I would say you can still accept him, but I do disagree with his lifestyle 100%. I see nothing wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with that, because he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. There's a lot of people who disagree with a lot of people. Like, people don't agree with women who take their clothes off for money in the club, right? But I can tell you this: I've had some of the funnest times with strippers. I've dated two, and one was a real good friend of mine. In my first year in junior college, I went to junior college before I transferred to my 4-year university, and we were very, very good friends. I just ran into her again, just like on some random stuff. Maybe a couple months ago. No, about a year ago now. Yeah, about a year ago. She runs her own salon. She was actually moving out of her salon and about to, get a bigger deal where they do like those eyelashes and those celebrity type deals with your makeup and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, she done came up.
Yeah, she got a couple kids. Like when I knew her, she wasn't dancing. She went to school with me, but she used to tell me about her days as a dancer before that, and she had some horrible stories, man, which is why she stopped. Because she saw a lot of girls like going in like a crazy direction, and it wasn't her. So she stopped and came back to school. But yeah, so a lot of people like, I don't agree with their lifestyle, but you'll go spend your money. You'll go down there and drop a couple singles on them girls.
Yeah, you will.
It's like the question that you always used to like to ask me, like, what if it was your sister? Well, it's not. And here's the thing too, we got about a minute, so I'm gonna say this real quick, and then we're gonna get up out of here. But this is how you know you're getting old. Like me going to, like, a dude called me the other day that, I'm trying to get to be my client. And obviously, this is like the strip club on Covington Highway now. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's called something. I can't remember. He told me to meet him up there, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to meet you up there. I mean, we could talk on the phone, my man. But you know how you getting older? Because if, like, you sit in a strip club and you looking at them girl, you like, that's somebody's daughter. Old Mercedes over there, that's somebody's kid. Or like when you're looking at porn, you're like, God, that's her job. Like, that broad is at work right now. This is, she's doing her gig. God, this is amazing. But,
only in America.
Hey. All right, man. It's the Sports Kings podcast. We can talk a little bit more about this Billy Beane stuff as maybe a little bit in the second hour of the show. But I definitely
Can we talk more about the strippers?
Talk about anything, dude. This is our gig. There's nobody. I don't have no hotline in my studio. So talk about what we want to. I don't care. But we'll talk about that. We've got to get into this Jim Boeheim and Syracuse thing. It's so much meat on this bone, and I loathe the NCAA holes. I do. But once again, you can catch up with us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Sports Kings Live. You can email us at sportskingsatl.com, and we're being heard via Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And we'll be right back with the second hour.